WTIM.
Welcome into the WTIM information station. My name is Tim Zalabak. Time now for the WTIM morning show. Thank you so much to our live stream sponsors, People's Bank and Trust and Landmark of Taylorville. You're going to want to tune into that live stream today. They're on Facebook and YouTube Live at WTIM Morning Show. I got a full studio with me here today. We're going to start down to our left here. We have Christian Cluck, the youngest member in this station right now. He's going to be a sixth grader this year. We have Mark and April Wolf with Wolf Ranch. We have Monica Wamsley with Hope House. And, of course, we have Linda Allen with the Greater Taylorville Chamber of Commerce. I always do this. How is everyone doing today? But everyone's going to respond at once. Everyone doing all right today?
Which is great.
There we go. We'll get better at that. But yeah, we're in the studio today because some really cool stuff has happened from the Greater Taylorville Chamber of Commerce banquet dinner. Some donations are going around from the Wolf Ranch to Hope House, and I want to hear the whole story of what happened there. We can start with you, April Wolf.
Hi.
Yeah, hi, how are you?
I'm April Wolf. This is my husband, Mark, and son, Christian. And we're with the Wolf Ranch, which started out just as our house and, organic gardening and animals and everything, and has since evolved into short-term rentals. So since we were able, we decided to do a fundraiser in Kincaid. And then we're also going to do one with the Chamber, Chalk the Square. So in Kincaid, it was called Paint the Streets. We supplied everything, and then all of the registration fees were collected, and we're going to be given to a not-for-profit. So we decided to do something different. Instead of us picking the not-for-profit, we chose 4 in the area, and then the people that participated were able to use their money as power and vote for who would win all of the proceeds. So we had 4 different not-for-profits. I chose the Hope House because actually 15 years ago, I lost a son. His name was Jacob. And so this is something that is near and dear to my heart and was not available to me when my son passed away. And then we added other area not-for-profits like the Midland Area Community Club, the skate park in Taylorville, and then the Manors Park pool. And overwhelmingly, the donations came in and Hope House won. So we were able to raise $400 and are very grateful to be able to give that to Hope House today.
What an amazing deal. I'm so sorry about your son. What an amazing way that you are able to give back and remember. This is so amazing. And for Hope House, you're able to do it in a place that hits home. Monica, what does this mean? This is amazing.
Well, it's just great to know that our name is getting out there and that we're getting the support that we're going to need to enable ourselves to open up this house and help grieving families.
Absolutely. I mean, not enough funds can go to the Hope House at this point. It's an amazing program you guys have. And 4 nonprofits were chosen, right? Did I hear that correct?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Okay, wow. And Hope House kind of finished out first?
They did. So how we had it set up was that all of the registration fees were collected separately. And then the day of the event, which this was the first time event there in Kincaid, so it was a small event. So we were hoping for a couple $100. So the $400 was really great. So we had buckets set out. It was a summer fun theme. So they were little sand buckets and labeled with each of the not-for-profits. And whenever people came up to buy additional chalk or knee pads or whatever they wanted to purchase for that event, everything I didn't touch the money. They actually just put it into the buckets. And at the end of the day, we counted up each bucket, and the one that had the most in the bucket won everything. Like just all of the donations went to them. And so that was you guys, which made my heart very happy.
That's so amazing. We talked about Paint the Streets Kincaid a while ago, me and Miss Allen here. And they're planning on learning how that goes so we can do it here.
Yep.
Linda, this all really got going with that chamber dinner there.
It all
Tell me
starts
about
with
what
something.
that means. Yeah.
We kind of got together and decided with Randy Miller a few years back that this formula of fundraising is just friendlier and better, and getting the groups together in one room, you grow from there. And obviously it works. So that started at the banquet, and then the Talk the Street thing that happened because, sorry, they do that with us. They do that with us now, but we were setting ours up, and then we saw what April was doing. We said, wait a minute, we're going over there. We went because she had it set up so neat.
Yeah.
So we went over there and learned. It was a very hot day.
It was very hot.
Very hot day.
Very hot.
But yeah, we got some squares done. The fundraising mechanism that she set up was so neat because I really didn't know what I was walking into either, but you had to choose. You had to take your entry fee and decide what bucket you wanted it to go in. Lots of things happened. Then from that, this Hope House situation came back to us again. I mean, it's amazing how one thing, just the ripple effect.
Oh,
Just comes
absolutely.
back.
It's so amazing. Talk to me a little bit
Fun,
about
fun.
the Paint the Streets Day. I'm sure that was a little hot, I'm hearing, but I've heard it was awesome.
It was a little stressful. We did have to reschedule it once because of a rain date, and then the night before it just downpoured. So we were out there 7:00 in the morning. Mark and one of the board members, Mike Lawrence, had leaf blowers out, drying off the
pavement.
streets, and the clouds parted ways, and it was extremely sunny. So prayers were answered,
Yes.
but everybody
Sun dried
came.
that out.
Our goal was to sell 20 spots, and we sold 18. So
It was a good day.
it was a good day
And
for
it
our
was,
first
it was,
event.
It was fun because what we did the first year was kind of entry level. How are we going to make this happen? Okay, and then what she was doing was even better. So working together to benefit both is just a good thing. So I think for me, I did a couple of squares. I did Chili Fest. I did
Mhm.
Tailgate and Tall Boys. I tried to get the county fair. My sister came. She did her business. We were
Mhm.
trying to get businesses to come and paint and advertise, and it was really cool. It was very hot, but very cool.
That's really awesome. And of course, the one time we get rain in the past couple
I
of
know.
months.
Right.
I know.
Glad things shaped up and the hot
Mhm.
sun came back out, dried everything out. And Monica, I mean, what are you guys going to do with this money? I'm sure every little bit helps.
Well, we're right now trying to finish off the building, and it'll just go in our general fund, and we'll get our electricity and finish out the building so that we can start hosting families.
Yeah, absolutely. Is that first? That's step number one. Once everything is done, is getting ready to find and host families.
Yes, our goal is to, well, and the thing about Hope House is what we'll do is we will host families for a 3 to 5 day stay. It can be whatever they consider their family, whether it's the parents and grandparents or the parents and their best friends or brothers and sisters. And we will just individualize the stay for their experience, or the experience will be whatever they need. And it will be no cost to them. So we're different than other grief retreats for families in the area. The closest I think is Chicago and like Peoria. They offer things there, but the families have to pay, and it's a group setting. And this is free, and it's individualized through our intake process
Sure.
to that family.
There needs to be a lot more of these Hope Houses, I believe. And you guys are creating not this community-like space. Those are great, of course, but you said a personalized and alone setting for families that need the time that they need. I'm sure you see some really struggling families and that just need help.
Yeah, it's just kind of learning how to have a family dinner with that chair that's empty, and this gives them a safe, neutral place that's not their home, to learn how to fix a meal, to sit down and have a meal together as a family, or to even play a board game with each other, to learn how to interact with that huge gaping hole. And it just is a safe place for them to do that without the constant, reminders, the empty bedroom, the empty crib, the nursery that's ready that the baby will never get to go to, or the teenager's room that you have to eventually clean out. You can learn to be a family without the pressure of doing that today.
Yeah, you never wish to even think about what happens there, but your environment really affects how you feel, of course. And even being in a place where you think you will be the most comfortable in your own home, it could turn into a place of constant reminder, like you said. So the Hope House there really just providing that stay that is needed at a time of need. That's really amazing. And April and Mark, you guys are really coming through here with donations. You kind of already mentioned it. This hits home closer to you guys, but I mean, just hearing Monica talk about it, does that really make you guys just happy about what's going on here?
Yeah, how she said, the nursery that'll never be used, the bedroom that you constantly walk by. I mean, yeah.
I understand. No, totally. We're going to take a quick little break here, guys. This is an amazing initiative that's happened here. Hope House getting donation here from the Wolf Ranch from their Great Paint the Streets in Kincaid event. This is a great initiative here. We're going to take our first short little break here on the WTIM Morning Show.
Your information station, WTIM.
This is a station editorial. I'm Randall J. Miller, station president. Our local county 4-H junior and livestock fairs around central Illinois have been in full swing this summer.
Of afflictions. Please join us Wednesday evenings at 6 p.m. for our Book of Revelation sermon series at Chapel Hill Church across from the Taylorville Airport.
Jim Stepp, owner of Central Illinois Asphalt in Taylorville, has innovative new products that can repair your asphalt driveway or parking lot and save you money. Click the Central Illinois Asphalt icon at TaylorvilleDailyNews.com.
Over 50 years and 3 generations of legacy serve you at Dale Williams Trucking in Fillmore. From agriculture to road construction hauling, they do it all. Find out how they can help you. Click their icon above the weather on TaylorvilleDailyNews.com.
Your information station, WTIM.
Welcome back to the WTIM Information Station. My name is Tim Zalabak. This is the WTIM Morning Show. We still got some members from the Hope House and the Wolf Ranch, Mark and April Wolf and Monica Wamsley here with us, and of course Linda Allen. We were talking about the Hope House getting a donation from the Wolf Ranch from their Great Paint the Streets Kincaid event, and it all sprouted from the Chamber of Commerce dinner. It all went very well there, and now we're here talking about the Hope House and just all the amazing things that the Hope House is able to do for the local community and all of Illinois, really. And Monica, let's just get right back into it. We kind of left off on a heavy note there of what the Hope House really does for people, giving them time when they really don't know what to do. But for counseling and those services, you guys don't really offer them there, but you're offering them the environment that gets them away from their home.
Right. We're offering a safe environment to learn how to interact with each other as a family with the huge change that they've encountered that's going to be their new normal.
Absolutely. So staff there is pretty hands off, and you just get to interact as a family.
Right. We will offer as much interaction as they want. We will have a lot of our volunteers have lost children themselves. Not that that makes you a counselor, but listening is one of the most important things that we can do for someone, or just sitting beside them so that they can feel normal. Because once you've lost a child, you walk into a room and you feel like you don't belong anymore because there's something different about you that other people maybe haven't experienced. And when you meet someone who has lost a child, you have this instant connection because you know that gaping hole in your heart is something they've experienced too. And you've had to learn to survive and learn to live and learn to laugh and love and go on. And not just survive, but somehow you've got to thrive. And it doesn't come easy. And as anyone who's lost a loved one knows, but having that support and that safe place to be real and just reconnect with people who feel that same loss is good.
Yeah, absolutely. I can't even begin to relate to that feeling, but I understand what you're saying when two people that have lost children in the past, they immediately understand what each of them has gone through, and that can be strong. And we were talking during the break that it might be more parents or guardians out there than we may think that have to deal with this a year. Can you say some of those numbers again that are pretty staggering?
Yeah, we did some research before we founded Hope House of Central Illinois just to see how prevalent the need was. And in 2016, when we were researching the 2012 statistics from the Department of Public Health, within a 100-mile radius of Taylorville, there were over 600 children who lost their lives between the ages of 22 weeks gestation, which is viability, to 24 years old. And we just updated those statistics just a few months ago with the 2016, which was the most recent available with the IDPA. Within a 100-mile radius of Taylorville, again, it was 594 children that year that lost their lives. This can be because we have, the children's hospitals, St. John's and then Peoria and Champaign. We didn't even get to Barnes Jewish in St. Louis and Cardinal Glennon in St. Louis. But those areas, we could reach some people in those areas as well. It's just really staggering.
It really is. And most definitely being able to reach further into other communities, because if you just take our small communities here, we're reaching those numbers.
Yeah.
Can't even begin to imagine what they look like in all the populated areas in the United States. It's pretty unbelievable.
And I love that this is for the families too, because so much focus is on the parents, specifically the mother.
Right.
But the other children in the home, if there are any, are greatly impacted as well.
Yeah.
My older kids were greatly impacted at that loss, and to have them included in this is wonderful.
Yeah.
That it's for the whole family and not just.
It is definitely for whatever you consider your family. It might be you want to take the godparents because that is a loss. Those godparents went through that life or that expectation of that life with you. And it's just as much a loss of life and future relationship as it is for the parents. So, and like my mom lost my sister when she was 5 and I was 6. And when I lost my daughter, it was more traumatic for my mom than I could imagine because I was so caught up in my grief. But like my sister-in-laws tell me just how rough it was on my mom. So you don't know how it's affecting other people when it's you, because you're focused a lot on just making it through the day.
Without a doubt. So not exclusively to just the family, but really anyone that's close and was affected, because it really harms everyone in different ways. And it's hard to be thinking about other people during that time, of course. And Hope House doing everything they can. Guys are out of time. This has been one of the greatest episodes I've done here personally on the WTIM Morning Show. I really appreciate you all for coming in here and being vulnerable and telling everyone how this went.
Thank you.
Thank
And I'd
you
like
for the
to say
opportunity.
thank you to Wolf Ranch for the donation.
Very
We
welcome.
really appreciate it. Thank you so
Absolutely.
much.
Absolutely. Thank you all so much for being here. And thank you all to listening to the WTIM Morning Show.
Your information station, WTIM.
Now, Big 870 WTIM Assumption Taylorville, 96.1 W241 CF Taylorville, 107.5 W298 CD Shelbyville, 107.9 W300 EH Payne and Nokomis.
Their trial in Washington, D.C., former President Trump would like a change of venue for his trial on conspiracy and obstruction charges. Mr. Trump suggesting that West Virginia might be a suitable location. Correspondent Eric Tucker says former president due in court later today to answer the charges he faces for challenging the outcome of the 2020 election.
We're expecting former President Trump to